haven't got a I'll say it 1,000 times, I haven't got a telephoto. I'll have to ask Lila to crowdfund me for a telephoto. At normal prices, the telephoto is more expensive than the camera. So that's 2 ferries, and it looks like a big ship, cargo ship coming up behind. Wow. I'm just standing here pointing at it because it's changing with every second, basically. Beautiful, beautiful. I love being here in the Philippines. I love the people. I don't like living alone, but we all know that story. Unless the war ends and she decides she'll come and live here, I will finish my days here alone. I have no interest in taking a partner here. And you think, well, you won't get many at your age. Well, I'm sorry, you will. Lovely, lovely cloud. This one posted looks like the bus. Oh, the moon is above us. Well, I don't want to get vertigo and fall over, but I just noticed. Of course, I should know that. Because of the tide, there's the moon. It's waning now. It was full moon a few days ago. But that causes the tide, the spring tide. So actually they should be receding a bit now as well. And that ship, quite a big one. I have a feeling he's anchored because they don't want to come through this gap. The Bohol Sea sort of funnels into a gap. Very wide, but I think it's shallow, except for in the middle. I have a feeling a ship that size will not take an unnecessary risk to navigate through in the darkness. My goodness. Am I a lucky puppy? I really... because I've taken the first film, which is me putting my thumb over the bloody lens and everything, because I didn't actually believe it was working. I've got to sort that out now, because the film runs fine, and it loops, so that if you run it loops every 12 minutes, I think, but when it loops, it comes back and sort of splices itself, so if you're halfway through a word, as it shuts off, it loops back a bit and your conversation continues with a sort of blip, slight blip. Now, if you look at the clouds, they look a bit cyclonic, you know, they're sort of circling a bit. So, goodness sake, David, I nearly didn't come down today. Caught the ladybug. Because if you see from my film, which you will see, it will be the first film, I'm going to show it as a sort of masterclass in how not to do a YouTube film, video, get the terms right. I'm terribly fat. Well, I've lost a lot of weight, to be honest. I should hope so. Riding around in my motorbike gear is like riding around with your own personal sauna. To the extent that the jacket and everything, you have to wash them as well after every trip. Wow. Thank you. I'm not a believer in... not a God botherer who's wrong with that at all. I think but things I've seen around the world, I find it hard to believe if there is a God he would let that go on. Sierra Leone where they were chopping people's hands off or at the elbow, and they'd ask, "Do you want short back and sides?" So it's something like that. Horrible. I'm making my way back because although I leave my gear exposed all the time, just leave it out. I didn't see the watchman today. There are a few people lurking around, and when people have drink within them, they might succumb to the sensation of taking my last shoe paper out of my... See how hard it is for me. Imagine being an old lady. Well, I'm a bit of an old woman, so that counts for it. Well, I suppose they'd really be more interested in... A fee would be more interested in taking your mobile. They'd be out of luck with that as well, because I've got a cheap Charlie mobile. Oh, there's still bats around. Bats in the belfry. Walking very gingerly because this is slick like ice. I might go in for a swim actually later. It's losing its redness now, but it's still very impressive. Dawn, dawn I suppose now. I don't wear a watch when I come down here, so I've no really concept of time. Why bother? I have no concept of date. I was sitting in the eatery a couple of weeks back, and it was a Monday, so I couldn't figure out what day it was, so I asked one of the customers, "What day is it? And he thought I was joking. I said, "No, I'm not joking. What day is it?" He said, "Well, what's the day that follows the Lord's Day?" I thought, "What's the Lord's Day?" And then I thought, oh okay, Sunday. I said, "Monday?" He said, "First drive. So this is Monday, and that bulk carrier container ship is actually moving." No reason why not, with all this modern navigation equipment. But I don't know, when I was in the Marine Police we used to dodge around everywhere in the dark with just radar, no GPS or anything. And now, said as he trips over a fish, if we look up the road, we've got a pink sky to the west. Perhaps it is the apocalypse. Who knows? I'm not ready for it. I don't want to go yet. Right. So, it's becoming light. We will now sit down and have a health-giving cigarette. Don't know why I started smoking it. I think it really occurred in Ukraine, with all the bloody sirens going off all the time, and no power, so going up and down 9 flights of stairs with the dog, which would logic, but I don't work for logic, would say it's a good time to give up smoking, because that's quite a haul, and it certainly was a haul when I broke my ankle, but didn't realise I'd broken my ankle. So I didn't go to a doctor. I got one of my ski poles and pogo stick my way up 3 or 4 times a day, because I used to take the doggies out for an early morning toilet walk with my camera, of course, and then would have to go shopping, come back, go up again, because some days the power was out for days, and it also meant you have no water. The consequence. Let me go around the corner because I've spotted someone around there. I'll go and interrupt their morning. Yeah, I broke my ankle, and had I an Achilles tendon in this, it was this the bad leg I call it. Had I an Achilles tendon, I would have sure effect maybe taking photos with their cameras, their phones, of course. Say ladies, they're young girls. Whether they've been out all night, as will have been the case for a lot of teenagers if it was a holiday today. I'll leave them in peace. That's quite a big ship. It'll be interesting to see if it's going to Dumageddon. If it is, I will go down, take Suliman Beach and take photos of that. Not the beach, the ship. Dumageddon is a small port, but really busy with the ferries, and then container ships. It's actually a rich city. You can imagine how much that Rockford Boulevard costs. And they have sponsors, local hotels. It's quite a tourist place now. My goodness, I didn't realise how many tourists come here. And I'll tell you a little anecdote. Yesterday I was looking for my homeless guy, young guy, because I wanted to get his story. You know, he was young, say mid-20s,